Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Smoke? You know smoking kills your insides. You smoke Black and Milds? Weed? Let me show you what God said about that. Now, a lot of times, a lot of our people, we smoke. You smoke, my brother? Okay, let me ask you this. You believe in witchcraft? You believe that something can protect you from evil spirits? You believe that? Okay, all right, let me show you. I'm going to show you something. Give me Deuteronomy 18 about witchcraft. And then give me 1 Corinthians 3:16. Deuteronomy 18 and 10, I think it is, about witchcraft. I'm going to show you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You don't think it's witchcraft?
I think it's like something protecting you.
Okay, like that stuff around your neck, right? Let me see what you got around your neck. Pull that out. Let me see. Now that, pull it out. Let me see it. Now let me see it, because a lot of our people is in that stuff. We believe that those that protect us from evil spirits. That's what you believe. Now read that for me. Deuteronomy 18 and 10, I think it is. Who know what I want?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Let me ask you a question, sister. You ever had kids before? You had kids? You ever been pregnant before? Okay, but you know a lot of our sisters fill clinic homes committing abortions. That's why God say this. Read that again from the top.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Our ancestors used to kill our kids for the dead sometimes, or for other idols, which are not gods. They're idols, which are false gods. Like we commit like Planned Parenthoods in our community. So God say, anyone from these people on this board, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and American Indian, God say, don't do that. Read on.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination.
Or that do what?
That useth divination.
Help me out. What you think that's going into? What is using divination? A storyteller? Or what you say, sister? What you say? You have no idea. So you ever seen Cleo? You ever seen Cleo? Is a Jamaican woman that says she can tell your future, or she can tell you time, or she could tell you about yourself, or who you can make. You know how it's like to go to the witch doctor, a psychic. Yeah, you know what a psychic is? That's somebody who use divination. God say, again, anybody on this board, look at this, sister, you might not think it's important, but believe it or not, all our people dabble on this stuff. And that's why we got communities look like what we going, like we live in. Right. You might think this is living, sister. This ain't living. Right. You look behind you, you see homeless people, you see crack pipes, weed bags, you see all this in our communities, and the reason being is because of disobedience. Right. So it might not seem important to you, but believe it or not, it is important. Like the brother over there. We was just over here, they taught him about laws about cutting hair. Little things like that is the small things that create big matters for us. Read that and continue rest you live for.
Or that useth divination,
witchcraft, psychics, read.
Or an observer of time.
Observer of time could go into your zodiac signs. You believe in zodiac signs, sister? You believe in you a Scorpion or Libra or whatever they come up with. God say don't do that. All that is observing the skies, the zodiac, the planets. All that is witchcraft. Right. Read on.
Or any enchanter or a witch.
Or a what?
Or a witch.
Going into what you got on your neck, because whoever taught you that protect you from any evil thing? A witch. Who taught you that those beads around your neck protect you from harm? Who taught you that? Did you watch it on YouTube? It could have been you, because you came out your mama's womb knowing nothing. So everything you know, however old you is, was taught to you through either television, media, or somebody. Or you watched it from a dude walking down the block in the hood. So you got to ask yourself, where did you pick that custom up? It's safe to say you don't know. Or did your grandfather tell you about that? Or did your mother or your grandma tell you about it? Okay, you say you pray to God. Let's stick with that point. You pray to God. Now, this is what God said concerning that. I'm going to read it again. Listen good. You believe in the Bible?
Yeah, I believe in the Bible.
You believe in the Bible, but what? So you think the Bible is not a...
The Sabbath day is the end of the day. It's the day where God lays rest, right?
Right, he rested on the Sabbath day, the seventh day.
That's the sixth day, right?
That's the seventh day.
Sixth day, because the new day starts tomorrow, so that's the sixth day.
Okay, well, let's see when the day starts. Give me Genesis. I'm going to show you when the day begins.
It begins on the Sunday, right?
Not the first day. I'm saying what time. What day, when the days begin. I'm going to show it to you. Genesis 1 and
The book of Genesis. Book of Genesis, chapter 1, and verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night.
That's the point. Read on.
And evening and the morning were the first day.
So God is telling you when the day begins. It begins at sundown, at even. No, listen again. Read that last part again. Listen. A lot of times we listen to reply, but we're not listening to comprehend. Let's listen. Open yourself a little bit and listen to what he said. Read that last line again.
And God called the light day.
That's the point. Go to the last line.
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
So what he said the first day begin at? He said the evening till the morning. So it starts in the evening till the next morning is a first day. So he's telling you the day begins at sundown. That's right. Now go back to Deuteronomy 18. I don't want to lose the point. I want to just point that out because you made a point about the day. So the day, the first day of the week, if you look at the calendar like the officer was bringing out, is what? Is it Monday? What's the first day of the week? Sunday. So now count. Pull your finger out or pull your phone out. Count. How you doing, brother? What's your name, brother? Willie. My name is Jerham. What's the first day of the week? Sunday. You see, y'all, we all are in agreements. Now, what is the last day of the week, Willie? Count it. What's your name? I didn't get your name. Alante. What's this last day of the week? Saturday. So now give me Genesis 2. Let's get it. Let's get Genesis now. Now we're in agreement. First day is Sunday, last day is Saturday. Let's see what day God rested. Because you said the sixth day. Let's see. Genesis 2.
The book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day,
on the seventh Sabbath day, which is the seventh day, the last day of the week,
God ended his work which he had made, and he rested.
He did what?
And he rested.
So what day was that he rested? Was it the sixth day or the what? What day? What number day is that? You're right. It's a Sabbath day. What day is that though? What number day? You said 6. So now we got to count. I was trying to point it. 7. There you go. All praises. There you go. So the 7th day of the week is the Sabbath day. What today makes?
Today makes
the 7th, which is the what? What God called it? Sabbath. That's what today is. And that's what when Christ walked the earth, he always taught, went around healing and preaching on the Sabbath day. That's how we come in our communities to go ahead and raise up the tribe. Now, going back to Deuteronomy 18, I don't want to lose the point, but we're dealing with those chains, those beads around your neck. We're dealing with Deuteronomy 18 and verse 10 again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination,
witchcraft,
or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Familiar spirits, meaning you can go to a psychic to summons familiar spirit to you, meaning you might say, I'm going to go to this witch doctor to summons my auntie or my great-great-grandmother, because that spirit is familiar to you. So that's what come to you and speak to you. And even there's a movie like that. Whoopi Goldberg did a movie like that. I forget the name of it. Ghosts. If you know. So you watch that. That's familiar spirits. God say, anybody who's in the 12 tribes of Israel, don't partake in those customs. Read on.
Or a wizard,
A wizard, read.
or a necromancer.
Necromancer, read.
For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
So now I'm gonna get with you, my brother. What is an abomination? Because God say anybody who partake in those things, those witchcraft, those wizards, zodiac signs, familiar spirits, necromancer. God says an abomination. So how does God feel about it? Is it a good thing or a bad thing saying it's an abomination? Bad. So what you supposed to do with that stuff around your neck? Because who's the ultimate protector? Give me that Psalms 91 about the angels, or 37. Who you think is supposed to be your protector? Who? Yourself. Okay, that's one. Okay, why you think that? Why you think a chain around your neck will protect you? Let's say somebody walking around here with a gun. He decide he want to rob you. You telling me that around your neck is going to stop him from doing what he want to do to you? Do you believe that? No. Like, it's not just you. We put it for that because we once that, but I was once in witchcraft. We was once on that, so we're not accusing you of something or condemning you. We're saying we once walked that way. We're saying when we learn the truth, we changed from that. Yeah, give me that, yeah. So you got to look at that chain and saying, you giving that chain, them beads around your neck power by saying it's protecting me. But it don't got no power, brother. I'm telling you. If it had power, you wouldn't have an ankle bracelet on.
Bring it up!
You see what I'm saying? Because, I've been to prison. I'm going to give you an example of what I did in prison. In prison, I believe in witchcraft. I gave my picture to the witch lady, and I gave her my name. Right before my sentence day, my court day, she said, give me this, and I'm going to pray for you, and you ain't going to do no time. What do you think happened? That court day, the judge gave me 3.5 years, and I did every dime of that day. Where was the witch lady at then? Right. Read that again. Psalms, yes.
The book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 7.
This is your ultimate protection.
The angel of the Lord, encampeth round about them.
He encampeth, he encompass around you, round about his people, read.
Around them that fear him.
That what?
That fear him.
Hold that. We got to know how we fear God. We got to know what is it, because he said, the angel of the Lord encompass around them that fear him. So before I read the answer, I'm going to pick your brains. What do you think it means to fear God? I'm asking you, I'm coming to you too, Willie. Don't go nowhere. What do you think it means to fear God? He said, I protect those who fear me. Wait, I'm asking again. God, wait. God said, those who fear me, I protect. So now your question should be, how do I fear God so I can be protected, right? You do what? Listen. That's a good word right there, brother. That's a good word. What you think, Willie? I'm saying your name right? Yeah. Okay, what you think? You got to do what? See, these are powerful words. They are biblical words. I'm going to give the one you said. Give me the will of God. Okay, he said you got to do his will. We're going to come to Psalms 111. Well, hold it. You said listen. Listen is the same thing he said. Listening is a form of obedience. So you're right. All right. Psalms 40 and 8. Psalms 40 and 8. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 40 and verse 8. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart.
You see that? So the will of God is to do what? His what? He said, there's another L word, he said. That last line?
Thy law is within my heart.
So the will of God is to do what? The laws of God. So to listen to God is another word for listening is obedience. Obedience to what, my brother? Obedience to what, God? To what? What the word he used? Don't go outside the Bible. I know you got a lot going in your mind, but I want you to stay here. We trying to cast that all the opinionated things out your mind. So God said his will is his laws. So you said to listen to God is a way of fearing him. So to listen to him is to apply what? His what? His law. You see how easy that is? Now let's get a law. Go back. Now go back to Deuteronomy 10. The one law, he said don't do what? Divination, necromancer, witchcraft, sorcerer. All these things. How you doing, brother? We going over God laws and we showing what we could do and what not to do. You believe in witchcraft, my brother? What, like what? How about you believe in fortune telling? Okay, you believe in zodiac sign? Okay, well let's read the law again. Read the law again.
The book of Deuteronomy,
That's how God feel about those things.
chapter 10, chapter 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire,
Meaning abortion. Read.
or that useth divination.
What's divination, my brother? I ain't get your name. What's your name, bro? Tab? Terrence? Terrence. Okay. Now, what's divination, Terrence? Because we just went over with my man here what divination is. Because look, here around his neck, he believe in spirits to be protected by his beings. But we just learned God said is what? Do that have power, brother? No. So what should you be doing with that around your neck? Now that we learned that that don't have power, and not only that it don't have power, but it actually is a sin according to the Bible. So we read it right here. Read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Like the sisters do today, they commit abortion. That's passing through the fire. You're killing your kids. It's murder. Read.
Or to use divination,
Divination, Terry, that's one, because you said you believe in zodiac sign. These are divinations. Read.
or an observer of time,
Observer of time, another form of zodiac or fortune telling. Read.
or an enchanter, or a witch,
Or enchanter. You talking about some magic, like Aladdin. Read.
or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirit.
Consultant with spirits. I mean, you go to a wizard to summon the spirit to you. So we telling my young man here, around his neck, he still got that around his neck. I don't know why, but it don't have power. But you give it power by saying, I believe in it. Like the Christian church, they put a cross around their neck. They put the power in the cross, but the ultimate power is obedience, observing his laws, doing the will of God. Like removing that off your neck, which is being humble to the word of God, because that's a form of idolatry. Deuteronomy 32:17. These things are form of gods that's newly on the earth that our ancestors never followed. And we follow it today because we've been brought up in a system that provide all this to us. That's why I asked the young man earlier, what did he learn that from? He couldn't tell me. Like, what do you learn about zodiac signs? I'm not saying what they are. I'm saying where did you learn it from? Or who taught you about that? Chinese. Who else? Your mom. And where did your mom get it from? Are these Chinese, the slave? I'll say, let's sum it up. Let's sum it up to the slave master. We're going to sum it up to right here. But when you got off those boats, when you had yoke signs around your neck, guess what? Prior to this, we didn't know nothing about no witchcraft, no idols, no false god. And I'm going to prove it. Read that for me.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 17. They sacrifice unto devils.
A form of sacrifice, and not literally sacrifice. Like you say, you don't sacrifice. But another form of sacrificing is worshiping it, believing in it. You're giving it power by saying, this going to protect me today. You'll take a bath. Huh? Okay, you're right, but what? To who we supposed to be sacrificing to? Give me Sirach, hold that. Sirach 35 in verse 1. I'm going to show you what sacrifice you're supposed to do, and I'm going to show you who you're supposed to be sacrificing to. So you're right. Everybody's sacrificing their own way. But the question is what is the right way? And who are we supposed to be sacrificing to? Read that from Sirach 35:1.
Sirach chapter 35, verse 1. He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough.
What? Read it again.
He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough.
So a form of offering is a form of sacrifice. God said, when you keep my laws, that's sufficient for me. So you ain't got to have a statue. You ain't got to have them colorful beads around your neck. You ain't got to believe in zodiac signs. You ain't got to do none of those things. God say, read it again.
He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough.
Read.
He that taketh heed to the commandments offereth a peace offering.
That's a peace offering between you and God. Believing on Christ and keeping the commandments, you're sending peace offerings to the Most High God. So, but first, you got to clean up the filth on you. One filth is those bees around your neck.
Right.
Another filth is a form of what you believe in, like you believe in zodiac signs.
Yeah.
These things you gotta purge yourself out of that. So don't be embarrassed, man. Take that stuff out your neck and don't throw it in the dumpster, because it ain't no power, brother. Now go back to Psalm. Read it. Finish where you went off at. That's it. That was it on it.
Yes, sir.
Go back to Psalm 34. Don't go nowhere, brother. Don't get offended. I'm telling you, because when action comes, we start running.
I just don't want to take it off my neck. It's not actually, it's fact. Just like a person, you gotta grow a beard. You gotta grow a certain part of time. You don't understand everybody else's story. Everybody got their own story. Nobody's story.
Okay. So Kim, tell me your story then. What's your story about that bees?
It's not even about me.
Because you keep mentioning everybody. We dealing with you. We talking about today is the God called you today.
That's right.
You talking about all these calls. Everybody got their day. Today is your day. You understand that? Huh?
Today's my day. My own commitments. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you say keep your own commandments. Can you change your stature?
Oh, you can't change your stature. It's already
Okay.
decided.
Okay, I'm asking that for a reason, because you say you make your own commandment like you a God.
Oh, you don't have to make it like this. Some people don't know.
Romans 10, so we got.
Some people don't know nothing. Like,
Huh?
a lot of people want something.
The reason why I'm dealing with that, because, brother, I'm telling you right now, how old are you? How old are you? 22. You've been on this earth 22 years. I'm 37. So some of these men is older than me. What I'm showing you is you might think you know something, but really, brother, you don't know nothing.
That's right.
Because that's why I ask you, where do you learn that custom from? You couldn't give me a straight answer.
Learn this one. Look, you know, it's everybody just like that. You said.
Don't worry about this. I want to just tell me, where did you learn that
Everybody
bees
has
right
their
now?
own tribe, right?
Right.
Your own descendant from your tribe.
Right.
It's just like you've been in the family. You have mom and your dad. You have a granddad and a grandpa.
Okay,
Everybody's
yes.
not going to care about you the same as your mom or
Okay.
your grandma did. So what they did an offering that prayed for the blood of death.
Okay, right, stop right there. They prayed to the Lord for better offering. So now my question is, how do we know who to pray to? See, you're speaking in general, but you ain't giving me specifics. Read that for me.
Romans chapter 10, verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
You hear what God said? So a lot of us have zeals, a lot of us have beliefs, like you said. You're right. But the question I'm giving you that you're not responding to me is, who do we pray to, and how do we know we're praying to the right God or the right worshiper? That's why I gave you the scripture. So God said, read it again.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
Like this young lady right here. How you doing, sister? You got a zeal of God? You believe in God? Yes, like you, my brother. We all have zeals of God. We all spiritual beings, believe it or not. But the question is a direction we got to go to have the right path. We just going to all these other establishments like Masonry, Muslim, Catholicism, Jehovah's Witnesses, or witchcraft. Like Haiti believe in witchcraft. Or in Central America, they believe in brujeria, if I'm saying it correctly. So we have all these forms of different ways of serving God. That's why God say, go back to Sirach 30. Keep reading, finish it. Don't lose where you at.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
They being what?
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
That's why I ask you, where did you learn it from? It's through ignorance. I'm not blaming you, because we all was in that stuff. Some of us here was drug dealers. Some of us here was murderers. Some of us here had hatred toward our brother, so we sold drugs to them. That's hatred. All of us had this thing, and we're not saying this. Like I told you, I've been in prison. I've committed fraud to certain people to make money, because I was just trying to feed my family. But the question is it right? I'm going to take from my brother to help my immediate family. But I'm destroying my own people. You see what I'm saying, my brother? Read on.
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
I was doing it through ignorance. Like I'm saying for you. That's why I asked how old you was. I was 20 years old when I went to prison. I was walking the walk you walk. And I've been that path, brother. So I'm saying to you, I'm telling you from experience. Read on.
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
We establish our own ideologies, our own opinions, our own thoughts, and say, this is my way. That's why you make statements of saying, all of us have our ways. You're right. But the point is, we got to come to righteousness, like these brothers in purple shirt that taught me. and say, nah, brother, this is the way you got to go, brother.
That's right.
This is the righteous path, my brother.
Right.
I know you was in that because I was once in that. But I'm showing you how to go now. Follow this path. And guess what it did to me? It changed my life.
That's
Now I got a wife, I got kids, I got a healthy family, and I'm living a proper life. Like everybody here you see on purple shirts. I was once there. Read on.
Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
Because I didn't submit myself to God. Not that I was rebellious towards him, I was ignorant towards him.
That's right.
That's why Hebrews 12, I need the Hebrews. Somebody got to teach you. I'm going to show you Hebrews 4 and 12. I'm going to show you how we got to go the righteous path. Read that for me. Got it? 5 and 12, Hebrews 5 and 12. That's one thing about God. He's always going to give you lessons. That's why I say, you think it's a coincidence you before the camp right here? You think it's a coincidence you was walking minding your own business in the day? That's why I say today's your day. Everybody got their day. All these people you see in these cars driving minding their business, going to work, they got their day. Today is your day, so now what you going to do with the day that God gave you? Because you're not promised tomorrow. You're not promised you walk across that street. Read that.
Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers.
So the one time we ought to be teachers, read.
Ye have need that one teach you again.
You have need that one teach you again. And Paul was talking to elders in this process, in this contextual. He wasn't talking to young kids like me and you. He was talking to elders. So what that's saying about the elders, you could be this man's age and still be ignorant. That's what God is saying. Read it again.
For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
You have need that one teach you again because the way you walk is not the right way. Read on. It's more than that.
Which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
So the first principles of the oracles of God is to do what, my brother? Let me say you pay attention. What is the first thing a young man must do to get knowledge? He must do what? We just read it. I want to make sure you can listen. I love you keep doing that. You using that word, but who do we listen to? Our minds, people in the streets, television. Who do we listen to? You listen to God. Now, how do we find? Where do we go to listen to God? Where do we go? Give me Acts 8. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Because we just read it in Hebrews. I'm gonna give you another precept. Acts 8. I don't know what verse, but about the Ethiopia band. You got to go to somebody. You got to go to somebody, and not just anybody, but a righteous man. And these are men you see standing before you with the purple shirt. That's the only light you got, because there ain't nobody on the earth. You can't go to Lil Wayne. You can't go to Cardi B, Jay-Z. Or you think they're gonna tell you how to walk in this earth to serve God? You think Jay-Z gonna tell you that? Nah, brother. Read that.
Acts chapter 8 verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah.
He said he heard. So Philip went to Ethiopian man and said he seen him reading the book of Isaiah. Read.
And said, understandest thou what thou readest?
So Philip asked him, you understand what you're reading? Like today, this is taking place right now. You believe in witchcraft, and we asking you, do you understand what you believe in? That's what we're saying to you right now. Read.
And he said, how can I?
But this Ethiopian man was humble. He said, how can I understand what I'm reading? Read.
Except some man
should guide me. You see how the humility, he had a humble spirit. He wanted to learn. He wanted to know the right way. So he said, how can I understand some unless a man guide me? That's why don't get distracted. Don't let that distract you. That's why I ask you, who do you learn that from? You can't give me a straight answer. It's all over the place. Because it's not to blame you, because I'm saying I was there too. So but when they taught me the right way, guess what I did with the witchcraft? I took it off my neck and I tossed that thing to the garbage. I know it's hard because that's all you knew, but you're only 22. Trust me, you think you know something, but you don't know. That's right. You've been confused and taught wrong because proof of it is it didn't protect you from that vice on your ankle.
That's right.
It didn't protect you from that. So I'm saying they don't have power. I'm showing you I was in prison. They still gave me 3 years, brother. And the witchcraft was tossed. It didn't help. Read on.
And the place of the scriptures which he read was this. He was led as a sheep to the slaughter.
So the prophet explains to him what that prophecy was going to this. It's telling you, he was teaching them about Christ. And that's the change, brother. So you got to change. Give me Leviticus 18. I'm going to show you where we pick those customs from. This is why God say this. Leviticus 18 and 2, verse 3. I'm going to show you right now, brother. Because all these things you see y'all people dabbling, it ain't new, brother. All these forms is idolatry. All these things our ancestors did, we was in the midst of idolatry. So we're not blaming you. Right. We know where it come from. Our ancestors did. did this thing. It's idolatry, brother. And that's why God punishes us. Read that for me.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
You see what God's saying? Because when we was in the wilderness, when we was in Egypt, we followed a lot of witchcraft customs. You heard that, sister? One custom, what we follow a lot of customs from Egypt. And God said, when we left that, don't do that. Read on.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do.
Brother, don't go nowhere. Hey, you got a flyer, brother? Get a flyer. Get a flyer from one of these men right here. You got to get one from him. Don't go. Hey, don't let that flyer slip you, brother. Call us, brother. We got a school right here in Riverdale.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community.